Los Angeles, the second largest metropolitan area in the United States, an economic powerhouse ranked third in the world behind Tokyo and New York, and home to over 16 million people. Yet this region receives less than 15 inches of rain a year. How is life here possible with so little water? Much of the water for Southern California comes from snowpack in the Sierra Nevada mountains. It is regulated by the state of California and is stored in reservoirs in Central and Southern California. However, this only provides enough water for 60% of the population. Where is the rest of the water that makes life in Southern California possible? It's in the last place you would think to look, right under our feet. Groundwater is managed in 23 basins within Los Angeles County. Two of these, called the Central and West Coast Basins, provide water to 43 cities in southern Los Angeles County. Water pumped from these basins provides for the business, industrial, and residential needs of nearly 4 million people. That's over 10% of California's population. Additional groundwater reserves are maintained and can be pumped as an emergency water supply during times of drought or disaster. Southern California is currently supplied with imported water from distant sources in the Owens Valley, Colorado River, and Northern California. Despite the existence of this supply, local sources continue to suffer significant problems from overuse. In 1959, local leaders dealt with a worsening water crisis by forming a new regional agency. The new agency's goals were to replenish the groundwater in the basins, prevent seawater intrusion, and ensure water quality. This agency became the Water Replenishment District of Southern California. The Water Replenishment District aggressively took on the difficult task of regulating these invisible but crucial sources of water. Groundwater is formed when surface water percolates down through the soil and is collected in aquifers. Aquifers are natural underground formations, usually made of sand and gravel deposits, which hold water. A series of aquifers in one area form a basin. The need to protect groundwater supplies became apparent in the 1930s and increased into the 1950s, when water levels in southern and western Los Angeles County were lowered due to the overpumping of wells. As this overpumping occurred, many wells were contaminated from the intrusion of seawater. The natural replenishment of the groundwater couldn't keep up with the demands of fast-growing cities. Even with court-imposed limits on groundwater pumping from these underground reservoirs, an aggressive replenishment program was needed. Residents within the WRD service area consume about 235 billion gallons of water annually. To replenish this groundwater, the Water Replenishment District provides water for groundwater recharge ponds, called spreading grounds, located in Montebello and Pico Rivera. These spreading grounds, which are managed by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Works, are large holding ponds where water can easily percolate into the soil. This groundwater makes its way into the many aquifers that make up an underground basin. As this water seeps underground, it fills the central basin. Some water crosses the rocky Newport-Inglewood Fault and flows into the West Coast Basin. Less than a third of this water flows into the basins from natural sources. However, additional supplies of water are diverted to the spreading grounds from the Colorado River, sources in Northern California, storm runoff, and recycled water. Recycled water is an increasingly attractive part of Southern California's water supply. Currently, the main sources are the Edward C. Little Water Recycling Facility, San Jose Creek, and the Whittier Narrows and Long Beach water reclamation plants. The Water Replenishment District is a pioneer in the use of recycled water and is the largest regulated user in the nation. To ensure the high quality of this water, it is closely monitored by state health authorities. By maximizing the use of recycled water and stormwater runoff, the Water Replenishment District makes use of water that otherwise would flow into the ocean. This also reduces the need for water imported from other sources and decreases the environmental impact on sensitive marine and river systems. The Water Replenishment District also guards against seawater intrusion into our coastal groundwater supply. Along the coastal areas of Southern California, ocean pressure forces seawater into the groundwater table. When saltwater contaminates drinking water supplies, it becomes unusable. WRD replenishes 3 seawater intrusion barriers along the LA County coast. Each barrier consists of a line of closely spaced injection wells. Water is injected into these wells to form a barrier of fresh water, which prevents the movement of ocean water into the aquifer. Over the years, the Water Replenishment District has continued to fight threats to groundwater quality from many sources, such as local contamination from leaking tanks, illegal discharge, hazardous waste sites, and chemicals from home use. To combat these threats, the Water Replenishment District has established a series of local clean water programs and continually monitors water quality. WRD has developed one of the most comprehensive networks of groundwater monitoring wells in the nation. It regularly tests these wells and analyzes the data to ensure the health of the groundwater basins. From its creation in 1959, the work of the WRD is much like the vital groundwater it regulates, a crucial resource that largely goes unnoticed by the general public. Its 5 elected board members meet regularly to examine issues concerning the current status of groundwater supplies and to consider future projects. As a key player in the protection of groundwater, the Water Replenishment District incorporates sound management, innovation, and strategic vision to meet the challenges facing Southern California. Providing groundwater for today is only part of what the Water Replenishment District does. It also determines where tomorrow's groundwater supply will come from. This is becoming increasingly difficult due to persistent dry weather conditions, a prolonged drought on the Colorado River, decreased water deliveries from Northern California, and population increases. The Water Replenishment District has risen to the challenge with bold, innovative plans for the future. WRD has embarked on a major initiative to free the region from dependence on imported water. The Water Independence Now, or WIN program, is creating a locally self-sufficient groundwater supply for more than 10% of California's population. A key component of WIN is the Groundwater Reliability Improvement Program, or GRIP. The program is a partnership of regional water agencies to replace imported water with advanced, treated, recycled water. The objective is to replace 7 billion gallons of expensive imported water currently used for groundwater replenishment with advanced, treated water. WRD is developing a water treatment facility that will produce about 15 billion gallons annually at full capacity. Where will the water come from that will nourish future generations and allow Southern California to continue to grow and prosper? This is a question that demands creative thinking and innovative answers. The Water Replenishment District of Southern California is finding solutions that are as simple and unexpected as the treasure beneath our feet.